The Royal Challengers Bengaluru, 16 years of heartbreak, and then finally the coveted IPL trophy. This is cricket's greatest redemption story. From Rahul Dravid, Kevin Peterson, Jack Callis to A.V. de Villiers, Chris Gale, Ross Taylor, Dale Steyn, Daniel Vittori, Yuzvendra Chahal, Zahir Khan, Mitchell Starc, Anil Kumble, Glenn Maxwell, DSP Mohammad Siraj, and many more. And to add to it all, the greatest of them all, Virat Kohli. Every single one of them wore the red and gold, now the red and black at some point. Arguably the finest all-format cricketers of their generations, a star-studded lineup that read like a fantasy team, and yet not one of them got to lift the trophy. That was the RCB curse in a nutshell. In 2009, the Royal Challengers made their first final with Manish Pandey, the first Indian to score an IPL century, shining bright, Ross Taylor chipping in. But the Deccan Chargers had other plans. Led by Adam Gilchrist, the Deccan Chargers took the title by 6 runs, winning at the Wanderers Stadium in South Africa. In 2011, they came back and made the final again, this time on the back of Chris Gale's destructive season, a man who joined mid-tournament as a replacement for Dirk completely changing the fortunes of the team. They made the final and then CSK, the Yellow Army, dismantled them in what was a one-sided affair. Later that same year, they also lost the Champions League final to the Mumbai Indians in a close contest. Finals almost became the bane of their existence. In 2013, Virat Kohli was handed the captaincy and there was promise, but still not the results. 5th in 2013, 7th in 2014 and 3rd in 2015. Then came the 2016 season. Virat Kohli entered beast mode, something that the IPL world had never quite seen, and not in the T20 format certainly. 973 runs in a 8-team 14-match season of the IPL, a record that still stands almost a decade later as the most by any batsman in a single season. 4 centuries, pure relentless domination. They made the final against the Sunrisers Hyderabad, led by David Warner and chasing 209 at 114 for no loss in just 10.3 overs with 95 needed of the last 57 and the entire batting order to come. The trophy felt like destiny. And then the big man Ben Cutting removed the dangerous Chris Gale, the same Ben Cutting who had earlier pulverized Shane Watson with the bat to push Sunrisers past 200. Kohli fell at the 140 mark and A.B. de Villiers followed shortly after at 148. And just like that, the chase completely collapsed. Shane Watson later publicly apologized, calling it his worst performance in a final, both as a batter and a bowler. What followed was 3 years of complete and utter darkness. 8th in 2017 with that humiliating 49 all-out performance against KKR, 6th in 2018 and 8th in 2019. With that 49 all-out number still haunting them to this day, becoming probably the most famous meme associated with the IPL. A benchmark, so much so that no matter how poorly a team bats, the joke always goes that they at least cross the 49-run mark. The 2020s brought a slow, quiet shift. Playoff appearances occurring both in the 2020 and 2021 COVID-impacted seasons, though Virat Kohli stepped down as the T20 captain both for India and the RCB after 2021. In 2022, former CSK man Faf du Plessis took over the captaincy and guided them to the playoffs. And then, almost out of nowhere, Rajat Patidar announced himself to the world with a stunning century in the eliminator against the Lucknow Super Giants. But they couldn't push through to the finals. 2023, they narrowly missed out of the playoffs. And in 2024, a dramatic fight for the 4th spot against CSK. The Royal Challengers, who had just won one of their first 8 matches, came roaring back, knocked CSK out on the final day of the league stages, but then got eliminated themselves in the eliminator. The image of MS Dhoni waiting to shake hands and then quietly walking back into the dressing room said everything about how chaotic and emotional that season was. But something else was building for the RCB. The Rajat Patidar era began in the 2025 auction, where RCB walked in with clear intent. They named Rajat Patidar as the captain, a man with a fascinating backstory. Despite having played 4 matches in 2021, he was released and went unsold at the 2022 mega auction, returned to Indore and started planning his wedding for May 2022. Then came the call. Lavneet Sisodia was injured and the Royal Challengers offered Patidar a replacement spot for 20 lakh. Patidar jumped on the opportunity, postponed his wedding, flew to Mumbai and scored a brilliant 100 against the Lucknow Super Giants on the night of the eliminator at the Eden Gardens. And the rest rest, as they say, is history. For the 2025 season, the Royal Challengers built a complete team for the first time in their history. Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Josh Hazelwood leading a disciplined bowling attack, with Krunal Pandya, Suyash Sharma and Yash Dayal added variety and control. Tim David, Romario Shepherd and Jitesh Sharma solved a middle order dilemma that had plagued them for over a decade. Former Knight Rider Phil Salt gave them the explosive starts that they so desperately needed. And with Dinesh Karthik joining the support staff, that influence showed. For the first time, they didn't just have 3 match winners and a void. They had depth, and depth is what wins tournaments. And we all know what happened next. RCB went on to have a dominating season, lifting the coveted IPL trophy, and Virat Kohli finally completed his white ball legacy. They've picked up from exactly where they left off last season. Virat Kohli, still at this age, is outstanding as ever, because of course he is. Bhuvneshwar Kumar is redefining what age means in T20 cricket. Josh Hazelwood, despite missing the World Cup and the start of the tournament due to injury, looks like he never left. Devdutt Patikal has carried his red-hot domestic form into the IPL and has been destructive at the top of the order. This team looked near unbeatable, but look closer and there are some silent cracks. And if the latest result for the RCB against the Mumbai Indians is anything to go by, those silent cracks can prove to be costly. A fairly modest total was set up by the Mumbai Indians of 166 on the board, and RCB made it difficult for themselves during the chase as the top 4 failed to provide a decent start. It was only the brilliance of Krunal Pandya and a crucial last over 6 from Bhuvneshwar Kumar of all people that got the RCB home in the end. But how many times can one realistically call upon the lower order to save them like this? Jitesh Sharma, the vice captain, is badly out of form. Romario Shepherd hasn't contributed significantly with the bat, and Tim David has had flashes but nothing sustained. Rajat Patidar himself started brilliantly but has gone quiet in the recent matches. In bowling, their third pacer slot remains unresolved. Rafiq Salam can be excellent, but on an off day, he leaks runs. Suyash Sharma carries the weight of repeating his heroics from last seasons, and Phil Salt looks set to miss the later half of the tournament due to injury, and Jacob Bethel hasn't been able to replicate his brilliance he showed at the T20 World Cup. Nuwan Tushara's arrival has been delayed due to NOC issues, and the question of whether to bring in Jacob Duffy for bowling depth or go with Jordan Cox instead of Jacob Bethel at the top remains unanswered. Are we being too critical? Perhaps, but on the surface, there's very little wrong. But these small little chinks in the armor that don't show in the group stages show up on the biggest days. From 49 all out to IPL champions, from eternal bridesmaids to finally crossing that finish line, RCB's journey is proof that in cricket, as in life, persistence, patience, and the right team structure can rewrite any story. For the Royal Challengers, the curse is finally broken. But what does the 2026 chapter have in store for them? Do let us know in the comments down below, as there is still time to write history. If you've enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out immensely. But for now, thank you for watching. We hope you've enjoyed. Keep following our journey and do check out the shorts, and we'll see you in the next one. Glitch Lab signing out.